All right. Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Right now, we're live on YouTube. Check me out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, 1212 place to be with Crotona P. How you doing? Crotona P. That's wrong.
Yeah, Crotona P. What's popping, Po? Everything good?
Yeah, man, I've been good. We got to redo this again, so we're going to act like we didn't do the other one. With the Men in Black.
Well, it's nice to meet you for the first time, Po.
Yeah, Men in Black. Right. So, no, man, I know we did that last interview, and the sound was off. YNX the one telling me it was off, because he ended up watching it right after, then he was like, man, the sound was going in and out. I was like, for real? I was like, oh, shit. So, he shout out to YNX.
Yeah, no doubt. That's my man.
All right, Crotona P, let them know about the name, because I know they have a meaning behind it.
Yeah, basically it's where I was raised. The avenue that I was raised at, it was Crotona Avenue, and the P stands for pride. Basically, because at the time that I started rapping, in the neighborhood that I'm from, Crotona Ave, East 179, there wasn't a lot of rappers on that block at the time. So anything that I started doing musically became like talk, amongst everybody on the block. And, then I met a couple other rappers along the way, that started coming around more and started building on the same block that I lived on, which was basically a schoolyard right in front of my building that everybody from various blocks used to come and chill at. You know what I mean?
So what made you be one of the, you were saying, well, no, that mean people rapping. So how did you end up being one of the first people rapping in the hood?
Well, I started rapping because in high school, I went to Alfred E. Smith High School in the Bronx. And in high school, I had a friend named Danny who was a DJ. And we would go to his house and he would just throw instrumentals on and we would freestyle messing around and stuff like that. And then as he would play certain songs, there was certain rappers or certain, crews or whatever, or groups that inspired me to want to pick up the pen and want to write, you know what I mean? So that's basically what made me want to rap on the block. I wasn't thinking about anybody in the area rapping. I just started rapping and then realized I was one of the only ones until other people started coming around, you know what I mean?
Then who you said you was talking about, it was certain other people that was influencing you. So who was some of your influences?
I grew up listening to people like the groups like Cypress Hills. You would say, I mean, in the early 90s, groups like Cypress Hills, YNX, Nas, like Woo, all that. I was influenced by a lot of that, because that was the era that I kind of picked up the bug. Like I'm a little older, but I didn't really like when I started, like when I first got in contact with hip hop was when LL dropped that I'm Bad joint. And I ended up getting my ass whipped at home because I was young and my mom didn't want no cursing. And he said something about, I never seen a motherfucker run so fast or something like that. So I think I got in trouble for that. So basically I couldn't listen to rap music in the house because my mom was religious and stuff like that. But then when Cypress Hills came out around that time, I was a little older. I was already going to high school. So you sneaking music, you doing your own thing. You out in the streets, you hanging out with your homies, you listening to stuff. And, you got, like, my man had equipment. So we would go to his house and I'll be chilling over there exposed to all that music. But it was during that time, during the 90s, like the 92, 93, 94s, around that time.
What you like about Cypress Hill?
I love the fact that they were Latinos, you know what I'm saying? That was inspirational because, I mean, being Puerto Rican myself, like just the fact that there weren't too many Latins at the time. There was like maybe Fat Joe might have been coming up at the time in the Bronx, you know what I mean? But there wasn't a lot of Latinos representation in hip hop at the time. So yeah, it was definitely inspirational to see those brothers get to the heights that they got to,
And what about the B-Nuts?
B-Nuts, definitely also inspirational. Psycho Les is one of my favorite producers, even to this day, man. Like some of the classics that he did, just unmatched to this day. They just had a certain particular sound.
Yeah, we had like during COVID and shit, we had a contest, like it was like indie rap battle, and he was one of our judges and shit.
Oh, word, that's what's up.
Yeah, then YNX. You mentioned YNX, but I actually had Frederick. I interviewed Frederick Starr too, man. He real cool. Like, I don't know, man. That should be weird sometimes. It be like the ones that actually put in all the work, them be the humble ones, but the ones that like be new, them be the ones acting all funny sometimes. They be like, yeah, this the motherfucker that posted should be acting funny, and he he cool. So
Yeah. I did a song with Snagglepuss from the Bounce Squad. I don't know if you remember Doo-Wop in the Bounce Squad from back in the 90s, the DJ. And I did a song with him, and he was humble. He's still to this day one of the most humblest people I ever met. You know what I'm saying? It still shows a lot of love. Same thing with Pace One. I did a joint with him, and real humble, real easy to deal with. It wasn't like pulling teeth or nothing like that. I mean, I've run across a couple of legends that like that, but not too
Tame
many.
One?
Huh?
You said Tame One?
Nah, Pace One.
Oh, okay.
Pace One from the Outsiders.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, because you say you Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you because I saw you had an album named African, so I thought I was looking, I was like, well, I don't think he African, but I was gonna ask you about that because I saw you had an album named African.
Yeah, it looks like it's African, but it's African actually. If you look at the lettering, yeah.
I'm like, doing shit.
No, not at all, because you halfway there. Because the fact of the matter was that album was produced by a South African producer named Pablo Brown Beats, and we linked up online and we made that album. Him over there with the production, me over here with the recordings, and we put that together. And it's called African because of the A and the F in the album cover is the African flag, and then the Rican is the Puerto Rican flag, and we just put it together.
Oh, African, I get it. That's tight. So what you got going on right now? How was just let us know how your day was going.
My day was pretty good, man. I went to work today. I work for a gun manufacturing company, so I went to work today, and my boss was off. He ain't come in today, so today was a pretty smooth, easygoing day for everybody at the job. You know what I mean? Everybody was in pretty good spirits because he wasn't around.
You know how to put guns together, break them apart, all that?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Like for the most part, when I first started, I was an operator, so I was doing a lot of the operator work. But then now I got promoted to insert cage supervisor. So basically, I count all the stuff that comes in, and if anything goes out, I got to keep tally of it. If anything needs to be ordered, like screw wise or insert wise, I got to do all that. You know, a lot of responsibilities. Forklifting at times, you know, I gotta go to a lot of different areas when I'm needed. So
what's up? So
it's not like before where I used to actually make the parts, but I gotta supervise that sometimes. So I gotta pretty much know some of it so I can show other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you ain't the worker no more. You like almost the boss now. I know you ain't the boss. You ain't the
not far from it, but I'm a little like I told one of the shorties today at work. She told me, "Oh, you working today?" Because I was vacuuming the inside of their machines. So she was like, "Oh, you working today?" Because I just be seeing you chilling. And I said, "Girl, you know what it is? What you do nowadays, I already graduated from that, so don't even worry about what the fuck I'm doing."
He paid the cost to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like you kind of mentioned it, so it seemed like you like to work with a lot of producers around the world, because I saw you said you were talking about the African guy that I know the new album, the ManZu Beatz, when he in Spain or something.
He's from Italy.
Oh, Italy. I saw another one. I saw some Spain. I saw another one.
Yeah, that's Grand Raw. Grand Raw is from Spain. But it started with me. The bug started with the album PX that I dropped a couple years back. I got with a producer from Russia named 1971 Beat. That was his name, and he changed it now to something else, but that was his name back then. And I got with him, and that was the first time I did something with somebody, you know, out of the country. And then after I did that, I think. After that was the album with Volatile, who's from Rochester, called MVP. And then it was Pablo Brown Beats. He sent me an email online talking about, I checked out one of your videos. I think it was Force My Hand, the joint I did for the joint with Volatile. And he said, I like your joint. You know, I want you to rap to one of my beats. And I'm like, I got a lot going on right now, but send me something. And if I like it, you know, I'll let you know and we'll work from there. So he sent me like 2 beats or something like that. And I liked one of them a lot. So I said, I let my man, Azariah, I don't know if you're familiar with his work. He's got a lot of work out now too. I let him hear it. And I said, well, how do you feel about it? And he was like, yo, that's pretty dope, man. The production's pretty dope. And if he's from Africa, like, that's pretty cool that he's willing to work with you like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I hit him up. I actually did like a reference joint to show him where I wanted to go with the track, and let him hear it. He liked it a lot. he started sending me a lot of beats, like, just check out this, check out this, check out that. And I started picking and choosing what I liked, and we knocked it out. That was the joint with Pablo Brown Beats. Then after that was the joint with Grand Raw from Spain. And I met Grand Raw. I think before he started working with me, he was working with Street the Villain and then once he finished working with Street the Villain, he came at me and asked me if I would like to work on a project, and we did an EP. Then after the joint with him was the ManZu Beatz Italy joint. So yeah, man, I like working with people outside the country, man. It's a lot easier to work with them. They understand the goal. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to break your pockets, you know what I mean? Like selling you a bunch of beats. It's pretty much you creating the music while they creating the instrumentation, and we coming and gelling together, and we splitting stuff down the middle. You know what I'm saying? 50-50. And when it comes to promotion, it comes to like everything else, I gotta handle that on my own. But when it comes to like royalty payments and publishing and stuff like that, everything is split 50-50 down the middle. You know what I mean? For these albums that I'm working with these producers.
So what would be the project you tell people to go to and listen to? Like, they never heard of you, and then you want them to list. What project would that be? Like, give us like 2 or 3 projects you want them to listen to first.
Well, first, my first album, his Be Expression, means a lot to me. And even to this day, I feel like it still holds up. You know what I mean? It's on streaming sites. His Be Expression is called. Listen to that. Listen to AARP, which is all about rappers' pride, and it's got a drawing of me when I had my long curly hair in a walker, like a cartoon of me in a walker or whatever. And that's on Bandcamp. My whole catalog mainly is on Bandcamp, minus the new on my page. But then the new album with ManZu is on It's on ManZu's page. Killer Instinct's on ManZu's page. But yeah, I would say AARP, and after AARP, I would say PX. Listen to MVP, definitely. African, all of them, man. I can't pick one. They all my babies, you know what I'm saying? But I would tell you, AARP, definitely listen to that. That means a lot to me, that album. It was produced by the guy who taught me how to count bars and create hooks and stuff like that. So, like, the fact that we were able to come back together after so many years, and he was able to produce a whole album for me, and it came out really dope, you know what I mean? So that album is real near and dear to my heart. Yeah, that MVP, African, and now Killer Instinct for sure. Killer Instinct is I think that's one of my dopest albums I've ever dropped. So Killer Instinct for sure, the new one.
Why you named it Killer Instinct?
When ManZu started selling, when me and ManZu first worked on Three Kings, and he said he wanted to work on this solo project with me. The production that he was sending me was real dark and gritty and spooky, and it kind of brought like an aggression out of me that hadn't come out in a while. So that's probably I think one of the tracks that we did called City of Sins. I say Killer Instinct leaves a distinct taste in your mouth when the biscuit makes you bite down, teeth rattle, something like that. And then when he heard that, he was like, yo, that's the name of the album. Killer Instinct is the name of the album. That's what I'm feeling with all the songs you sending me, the aggression you got on these songs. So that's what we're gonna name the album. So actually he chose the title for the album.
Yeah, we got your video. Should make sure I say the right name. Fed Up?
Yeah, Fed Up Club New York.
Yeah, give us the background on that a little bit before we play it.
Fed Up Club New York was one of the first joints that he sent me, maybe second or third joint, and the first solo joint I think I recorded for the project. And I don't know what happened here. You can still see me?
Yeah, I'm about to play the video. You good?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's pretty much a joint just showing a set-off joint for the album. And on the track, if you notice on the hook, I'm pretty much saying I shine like pretty much Shine the rapper, like the rapper that went to jail and all that for the Club New York shooting or whatever, and shine like it's Club New York at that time. Like when he let the shots off, that's how bright I shine. It's just a metaphor, but that's pretty much just me showing how I'm trying to shine in the underground scene.
Now it's funny, my homie, he actually do the podcast with me. I do a podcast called Just Two Black Brothers. So he do that one on another day. But his daddy was a CO in Rikers, his father-in-law was CEO in Rikers, and he had Shine's old iPod when he went to jail.
Oh, word?
He grabbed it. I said, man, I'm telling what's on that shit.
You could imagine what's on that. Imagine if he got some exclusive tracks that we never heard on that.
He say if he run into him again, he gonna get it back to him, but we'll see. We finna play it right now though.
All right, no doubt.
Like here you go. Turn it up, turn the speakers up.
Have you ever gotten to the point where you just don't give a fuck anymore? I decide the expiration date is still fresh produce. Up the sleeve of the best logos. Tricks to the ladies pussy stretch like your bitch so loose. Try to reason with the heathen but the shit's no use. Vamoose, make them disappear. Biggie said the factory turned his back to me. They must have inserted batteries that energized his spirit. Thought that he could go forever. Silly rabbit had it coming. It's whatever showed him a drum that wasn't even part of a combo. Must have left his heart way back in his condo. Cause all we heard were threats or the border North Korea with the nukes. Don't believe you gotta see it with your troops. Shoot the messenger so nobody delivers. Bullets breeze by and cause whole bodies to shiver. Weight off my shoulder now, watch me probably wither till I'm dead. But for now I beg to differ with my head instead. I'm not crazy, I'm fed up. Shoot the lead up, dead up to the sky, hope that every star dies. Too much light, they bright but unwise. Moonlight dips, now watch the sunrise. I shine, shine brighter than Club New York at that time. Mine will always react like my life's on the line. Feel me? Kill 'em all, taught you gotta win or fall. Notoriously big and small in the brawl. Hit 'em till they dinner crawl out of 'em. Make 'em regret the day they doubted him. Shot it from his lungs, he rerouted from the slums. But they won't let him move away. Put him in the mood today, now they gotta deal with it. Dark thoughts gritty with a feel in it. Shadow in the alley type of neck jerk. Hit him where he said hurts, turn him into red shirt. Experts, let him go back and tell the others. If you ever plan attack and kiss your mother playing for keeps, don't find yourself laying in the streets, waking up to niggas saying you weak. Get it together, no, I never lay a finger for no reason, that's a bet. But I cut all 10 off a threat, don't send them off yet. Let them see we mean biz over here. Crystal ice rocks over clear, no one's crazy over here. I'm fed up, shoot the lead up, dead up to the sky, hope that every star dies. Too much light, they bright but unwise. Moonlight dips, now watch the sunrise. I shine, shine brighter than Club New York at that time. Mine will always react like my life's on the line. Feel me? I'm not sure anymore who is knocking at my door. All the people that I knew acting funny when P ain't got no loot. Rest in peace, Sean Price.
Who you say rest in peace to?
Sean Price.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know if we talked about this last time, but yeah, I know his anniversary just passed, but we had his wife on the podcast too, like a little while ago, like last year. Yeah, the wife and the daughter. They were both on top. Now I was gonna ask you about man, this kind of like off the subject, but I was looking because you kept showing Babe Ruth. Man, you know, I was looking something up. I was looking up like how a lot of people like say you might be black, but you can pass for white. So they were saying like a lot of people used to tease Babe Ruth. They used to say he was black because he got that big ass nose. So they were saying then Ty Cobb wouldn't even like he wasn't roommate with him or nothing because he was like, nah, he black. So they used to always like everybody used to tease him for being black. So I was like, I wonder was he black.
I don't even know. I didn't even know that. That's crazy information.
And then I saw it like I see the pun shirt. So you must really like pun, huh?
Nah, I'm a pun fan. I'm a fanatic, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I that was one of my favorite rappers growing. Like, you know, when he came out, it was just another level, man. It was another level of lyricism from a Latino that I never heard. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, it was crushing like other rappers. You know what I'm saying? So I was just bugging off the fact that we had one like that. You know what I mean? We never had one like that. Like we had one. The closest thing we had was Joe. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm saying, what you think of? Give us your favorite Big Pun bar.
well, the most famous one of all.
One of your favorites.
That in the middle of Little Italy, little did you know that he riddled to middle men who didn't do diddly. That's everybody's favorite joint. You know what I mean?
I be happy for Remy Martin though, cause I be like, to me, I just be looking at it like, to me, I'm like, that's really fat Big Pun protege. Like he came up on the Big Pun, so at least when she's still alive, it's kind of like at least it's like he in the game because she in the game. So that's why I like in and then she kind of reinvented herself because at first she wasn't even she was kind of like more like tomboyish now. So now she kind of got the looks and stuff. So she doing her thing now.
Yeah, man, definitely. And just the fact that his son is still out there.
Oh yeah, music. I just thought about. I was trying to interview his son, Chris Rivers. I forgot about him. The daughter too. We got a daughter rap too. Both of them.
Star Rios. Yeah, but Chris Rios was up here in Rochester. He performed a couple years back. They did a album release party for Ice Grill and M80 Black Chalk album release party, and they brought Chris Rivers and Whispers out here to perform, which is pretty dope, man. They did a
And you was talking about Pun, so and you was talking about how he represented the Latino culture. So we think about how he represented Latino culture.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In the beginning, when he first came out, the hype that he had behind them, even all the antics and everything, just the attention that he was grabbing, it seemed like he was going in a direction where he was going to become a household name. But then when everything else happened and everything went downhill and it spiraled down, I mean, I don't respect what he did. You know what I mean? Like that was his personal choice, but that's not something that, if you involved in situations or if you're like putting hits out on people and stuff like that, you got to take what come with that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just back up when it get hot in the kitchen. You know what I mean? And
yeah, that shit crazy. Like, I don't know what they did, but whatever they did, they shut his shit down. Like, you don't even like, you know how before it was like, man, you couldn't stop hearing about him. Man, you don't hear shit.
He tried to expose too many things, man, and certain things, what happened?
He probably got blackballed, huh?
Of course. I mean, you going against streaming sites like Spotify, and you're going against people like Billboard, and you're going against people like Rock Nation, and like he exposed a lot of shit that people didn't probably want to know. You know what I'm saying? That they want out there.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to get to the masses.
So with that being said, that kind of affected a lot of, and plus the fact that just at first it was just it was like a car crash. You want to see what happens, you know what I'm saying, how it turns out. But then now everybody already sees that it's like a TV show, you know what I mean? It's like all phoniness. Like even like when he came on the show and he had his whole new crew of like goons or whatever, like it just didn't seem genuine like when he first came out in the beginning with Treyway and all that, you know what I mean? But I was paying attention, even being an older dude and everything. I was still paying attention to what was going on. I felt like New York City had a big movement at that time. I'm in Rochester, upstate, but I'm like 5 hours away from New York. But like I saw it online how New York just would like, they were live for this kid. They would come out to his video shoots, and it was like the whole city almost looked like it came out for him. You know what I mean? But then like when all that went downhill, and everybody started getting indicted, and he started snitching. What do you expect to happen after that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't say. So what do you?
But as a lyricist, I never we do different things. Like I didn't respect his bars and nothing like that as a lyricist. I thought it was just a nice flow, nice catchy. He was in the pocket sometimes, but it wasn't nothing that was like lyrically inspirational to listen to or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
I'm saying. So how you feel about hip hop right now? You say you've been in the game for a while now. So how you feel about where it was when you started and where it's at right now?
I think it's in the best place right now because there's opportunity for different lanes to succeed. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, it doesn't have to be just one sound. You know what I mean? Now you have your You got your, you know, what they considered old school or boom bap rappers or whatever we do. And then you got your, you know, you got your drill rappers, and you got, you know, you got different sounds now. You got the, you know, the little babies and what they do, you know what I mean? So I think there's room for everybody to survive in this game right now, even more than ever, you know what I mean? Especially being able to release music independently, you know, maybe not, we won't get the reach that they get because they have a machine behind them pushing them. But I mean, there's still room for us to release music constantly, even daily if you want to. You know what I mean? That's something that wasn't possible before. So I think it's in a pretty good state.
Yeah, you're right about the genres, man. Because I was watching URL, and this girl was battling, and she was battling, but she battling a dude like, you know how Lil Kim and Foxy Brown rap? So she rapping to the dude like that. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And they call that shit, it's something she do, but they call it slap bars. And they was like, yeah, slap bars today. And I'm like, damn, they got a name for that shit too. So I was like, God, like, so you do, they come up with a name and they give it a, you know, a niche. I was like, damn, I didn't know they call that shit slap bars. You into the battling?
Yeah, I'm into it. Definitely, I'm into the scene. I haven't been watching it as of lately, but I'm definitely a supporter. I definitely watch them, especially up here in Rochester. There's a lot of dope battle rappers out here. You know, yeah. Burns the Fireman from up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I interviewed. I don't know if you know Mike Johnson.
Yeah, Mike Johnson Jr. He's also a dope ass battle rapper from up. Yeah. So rest in peace, My J, who just died recently, like about 2 weeks ago. He was a dope battle rapper too from out here. You got Chase Paper from out here. You know what I mean? There's people that come out from other cities that come over here to rap constantly at the events. And, you know, they consider like home team. You know what I mean? So I support the whole scene. I mean, I don't go out as often as I would like to the events, but I always catch them when they put them online. I always make sure I catch them.
So you born and raised in Rochester?
Oh no, born and raised in the Bronx. Born and raised in the Bronx, 32 years over there until I came, 31 years, and then I came up here to Rochester.
Yeah, I remember that story. You want to tell us that story again? How you got to Rochester?
Yeah, man. I mean, to keep it short, pretty much my man came up to New York for visiting his mom's, and he basically saw some stuff out here that you know made him feel uncomfortable, and he told me to basically, you know, give Rochester a chance, come up there and leave whatever I was doing alone out there in New York, to leave it alone. And then I decided to come up here and give it a shot. I went back to New York for a little minute, not too long, and then I came right back up to Rochester, and I met my shorty. I've been with her for 12 years, and I just decided to stay up here and just focus more on my music and live a different life, more of a calm life where I ain't have to worry about much. You know what I mean? I mean, even though it's hectic out here too, don't get it twisted. Like, it ain't all like, you know, flowers over here either. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that goes on over here, so you got to be careful. But it's in New York, I felt like I was in the mouth of the lion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in the midst of shit. So up here, I'm not doing none of that. I'm just focused on music and working and being a family dude. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah. What are your interests outside of music?
I like documentaries. You know what I mean? I like watching. I like getting informed on whatever, you know, whatever they got. I it's so random, but I watch all types of stuff. But
documentaries.
I just saw one right now yesterday called "I Just Killed My Dad." I don't know if you saw that on Netflix. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. That was pretty good. I mean, like I was telling one of my coworkers today, I kind of felt we were talking about the whole the consequence of taking a life. Like, what should be the consequence? And my coworker basically feels that a life should mean a life. You know what I mean? But I told her I agree to a certain extent, but then to another I don't, because it all depends on circumstance. And watching that documentary, I kind of understood why dude killed his dad. You know what I mean? But I don't know if you've seen it yet. But if you haven't, I don't want to spoil it for you. But definitely should check it out. Pretty good documentary on abuse and how it could affect the psyche. You know what I mean? So what he did was kind of what most people would consider like insane, but I kind of get why he did what he did, you know, and why he got to the point that led him to doing that, you know.
You remember them brothers that killed those Melendez brothers?
Menendez brothers, yeah, I remember that. I was young, but I remember that.
I didn't know this shit, but it's actually a sports card. It's a basketball card of Mark Jackson, and then you look in the back. The fools at the game. They went to the game right after they killed their parents. They went to the next game with the money. Yeah, if you get that Mark Jackson basketball card, you can see both of them, and they was like on the front row too. Like they killed the parents and just did it big. They like, fuck it, we gonna go to the front row of the next game right after they killed.
That's crazy. And is that card worth any money?
It's probably worth some money because of that. It's not because of Mark Jackson. It's probably because of that they on it.
Because of they on it, right? It has to be worth something. That's crazy.
I would say, so who would you say, like, just far as hip hop, like throughout the years, who would you say was or is the king of New York?
What? Wow, you got to give that title. I ain't hear that title till Big came out. You know what I'm saying? There was no King of New York talk till Big was out. So,
but guys, though, you remember he said, "Y'all know about my Biggie Wars? Who you thought kicking the door before?"
Yeah, I consider Nas. To me, Nas may be, in my opinion, the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? Some people may disagree with me, but I feel it may be between him and Coogee Rap. You know what I mean? But like, you know, if you got to speak grit, I don't feel like other rappers have done the type of stuff that they've done. Like verbally or like song wise, concept wise, I don't think other rappers have done what they've done. So
yeah, it was one time I was doing a podcast, and it was like some younger cats, and they kept talking about, and they was like, yeah, man, they changed the game with that album. Nobody rapping like that. I was like, man, Cool G was rapping like that first, but they didn't know about Cool G. So it's like, I guess like it's like a period like. People don't know about Cool G, so they don't understand like how much he influenced the game. Even like Cool G or like Tragedy, like those people kind of get left out because they're not like as mainstream as like the other people, so they forget about them.
Yeah, I agree. And then when you know, but I think they've been getting their flowers lately. You know what I'm saying? A lot more, especially Tragedy. I think they've been getting his flowers lately. They did the Drink Champs interview. He was on the Math Hoffa show. You know, on the Expert Opinion show, you know what I mean? So they've been giving him his flowers. I think he deserves it too. You know, Tragedy did a lot, you know.
And then what do you want the people to know about you?
I'm a regular dude, man. Just trying to basically be able to feed my family a nice meal every now and again when it comes to this music stuff. I want to progress to the point where, you know, I don't mind working a regular job, you know what I'm saying, and still doing the music, but I would like to be able to one day be able to live off this music and be able to go tour and do what I want to do, what I've always wanted to do, you know, at least before my clock stops ticking, you know what I'm saying? Being that I'm older now and stuff like that, you know, there's certain things that I would like to experience. So that's pretty much it.
Does it get to like a point where you be like, like are you when do you think the point will be where you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna quit rapping, I wanna find somebody else to bring them up, or you think you're gonna always keep rapping?
I think, I don't know, man. You know, like I've had those thoughts in my mind. So those are just, you know, personal debates that I have within myself on how long I could basically do this for. But, you know, you always in your own mind, you set an expiration date, you know, when it comes to this music stuff. But I feel as long as I do it and people still care about it, at least a select few still care about it, you know what I mean? But if I start noticing that the number of people that care about it is dwindling down instead of going up, then who knows, you know what I mean, how I'll feel later on down the road. But as long as I still feel like I can do this and I still got something to say, I'm gonna keep doing it, you know what I mean? And the following is growing daily too, so that's a good thing. So I can't complain about that. Everything that I've been doing lately has just been causing more and more people to get familiar with my music and go into my back catalog and checking out the stuff that I've done in the past, and it's a great feeling.
What social media you think is the most most successful for you?
Instagram when it comes to music. I think Facebook is the devil when it comes to music for me, bro. I feel like it causes more problems for me than anything, because I was just thinking this the other day, how it just like any opinion you have about anything, if it differs from the masses or it differs from anybody, it's like it can cause people to just not want to even listen to your music just based on a Facebook post or an opinion that you may have that may differ from theirs. You know what I mean? So I just think I focus less on that on Instagram. I do more music promotion and stuff like that on Instagram, and I think it's more successful for me than stating my opinions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if you know this guy named he an MC named John Jiggs.
John Jiggs, yeah, we did a song together a while back that came out, then got taken off streaming sites, and supposedly supposed to go back on. But yeah, I know of John Jiggs.
Yeah, he posted this. He posted a meme, and the meme was like it was a dad with his kid, and then it showed like the rainbow going on the kid, but they showed him getting blocked, and he was like, I support the LGBT agenda, but I don't want my kid, like I don't want it pushed on my kids. And that shit had like a whole fucking like 200 comments over that shit. I was like, the fuck wrong with that? So it's like,
I'm telling you, and it's because he has somewhat of a following already.
Yeah.
So once you have that following, it's like every opinion that you have, you know, you're gonna have it is your opinion. Just like I have mine, you know, you have yours, is your opinion. But if you state them, you got to deal with the consequences of people trying to state their opinion and how they feel about your opinion. So comes with it.
I guess my only thing about that shit, especially with internet, man, like you got trolls, man. Like you got people that's gonna disagree to disagree. Like that's what they do. Like whenever you write, they're gonna disagree with that shit just cause that's what they do. Like, man, I never be trying to like argue with people on social media and shit like that. Cause like I said,
I don't do it either, man. If they start getting too disrespectful, I just block them. I don't have 100,000 people trying to shit on me online, so I don't know how I would deal with that. I might just shut the page down. Who knows? I don't know. I might just not even look at it or not look at the comments. So I don't know how to deal with that type of shit because I never dealt with that. But you know, hopefully, I in the future I may have to. Hopefully, you know what I mean.
And I think I asked you this. I might have forgot, but I was gonna ask you like, so what would you say like as an MC, like what did you bring to the game? Like what like it could be anything. It could be an ad-lib, just some original that you brought to the game. What would you say you brought to the game?
I don't know. I think
your name,
the ability to speak freely about stuff that may even be embarrassing or like what most would consider embarrassing, or the ability to be able to do that freely. I think that's what I bring to the game. You know what I mean? That and lyricism, obviously. Like I feel like I'm not the best, but I feel like I'm top tier when it comes to bars. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I feel like I'm less than ever. You know what I mean? So when it comes to like lyricism, metaphors, and putting stuff together, like I feel like I'm one of them dudes. You know what I mean?
And how would you describe success?
Success is whatever you consider success, man. Sometimes just getting a song played on Rappers Out of Control, Shape 45, you know, playlist. To me, that's success. You know what I mean? So it's just how you view it. Like it's not monetary gain to me, but of course everybody wants monetary gain, but it's not my measurement of success. You know what I mean?
Then who would you say your hero is?
My hero is my mother. My mother, the one person that's basically been there for me from the start. And, you know, yes, we've had our ups and downs, but we always come back around and we fix things up. And right now she's going through chemotherapy for the last like month, 2 months now, something like that, out of New York City. She out there in the Bronx. And, you know what I mean? That's my hero. That's the person that showed me how to be a man when my pops basically didn't want to take the time to. You know what I mean?
What you smoking on?
Gelato.
Oh, you smoking on? That's what I think. The same thing you said last time.
Yeah, man. It's this
Yeah,
place.
that's your strain right there, huh?
That's my homie out in Portland, right there. Portland Ave, Canatique. Go to that spot. Go get it. He got them zips, them prices. Go check them out.
All right. What would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
If you rock with me, keep rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. You know, really take the time to focus on what I say in my music. Don't just, you know, skim through my music. Like, I really put a lot of heart into my music. So don't assume you know who I am if you haven't taken the time to even really listen to my music. So just listen to my music. If you rock with me, keep supporting me. I appreciate y'all. And, you know, I want all my peers in the rap community, in the underground, to understand that if I rock with you, I rock with you. You know what I mean? I don't have step when it comes to that. If I tell you I rock with you, I rock with you. Because I see a lot of stuff, a lot of times people online, like, not too sure about if the people around with them really rock with them. I try to be as genuine as possible. Some people feel they better than you. Some people don't. Some people rock with, some people don't. I live my life for me and my family. So if you support my music and you support what I do, keep supporting it. I'm going to keep being that same street Bronx nigga from 179 Crotona Ave. I'm never going to change who I am. So as long as you can take me for me, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
Yo, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for taking the time to do this a second time with me and getting this right. You know what I mean? Hopefully the audio came out better this time. And salute to everybody out there rocking with you and rocking with me. You know what I mean?
No doubt. You got anything you want to say to your fans and supporters?
I love all of y'all. Keep rocking with me. You know what I mean? Go out there and support them projects. Go on Bandcamp, Crotona P. New album, Killing Instinct, on ManZu Beatz Bandcamp page, and also on all streaming sites. You can get it on iTunes. Killing Instinct, the movie. Fed Up, Club New York video on YouTube. Great things with M. Doc Diego. Salute to my bro M. Doc Diego. He's on there. YouTube also. Next video hopefully coming out soon. It'll be serious shit. Will be the next video we drop. So just be on the lookout for that. All things social media, Crotona PBX, Instagram, Crotona PBX, Facebook. But if you want to talk about music, you know, just hit me up on Crotona PBX and the Instagram page, and we can take it from there. Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody doing their thing out in Rochester, out in the Bronx, out in New York, out in the West, everywhere. You know what I mean? I got people out there too. Everybody that came out on my album, that was featured on my album, y'all already know. Slick Jack, Jay Fliz, Street the Villain, Emerge the MC, Cut Supreme, Tone Spliff, M. Doc Diego, everybody. If I'm forgetting somebody, please forgive me. I'm sorry, I'm high. But thank you for being on the album and supporting my journey, you know what I mean? And if y'all ever need me on anything, I'm gonna do the